Welcome back to Beat the Drop. Finally, what feels like 2 weeks later, we are back. Well, Jace is still in makeup, but let's kick the show off. Well, hope you're looking forward to the show. I know that I am, because there are scores to settle, there are results to talk about. This is going to be fun. And we found ourselves probably, maybe, guys, would you say he's going to be the most depressed out of all of us? I don't know, maybe John's down there with him. But Vizzy, how are you, bro? Good to have you on here. I'm sure everyone in the chat knows who he is. How are you, mate?
I'm not depressed at all. I'm having a time of my life, mate. Losing each week, it's fantastic. Happy to be on, pal.
Good to have you on.
It's a good job you hate this league anyway.
No, I love the Premier League, mate. Honestly, I cannot wait to be back here in 2 years' time. It'd be great.
Oh, confident already. All right, we got to kick this off. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to try and get everyone away for the Spurs, who they're playing, Chelsea game. We promise we'll try. Jace is still in makeup. He's on his way. But I was going to start with settling the bet, Mikey, but I think we'll wait for Jace to come on before we, look at that confident nod he's doing there. So let's kick it off with the new boy. And I only think it's fair that Rich, you kind of break him into the show, because I believe Burnley played Palace. How was the game, Rich?
First things first, I want to say welcome. Thank you. Also, if Wolfie's ready, you'll quickly find that like receipts get brought up very, very quickly on this channel.
Mm-hmm. We don't mess around.
I could explain that. Completely, by the way, I could explain that.
Let's read it out first. Which would you? Well, Vizzy, do you want to read it out, man? Go on, Liam, hit us with it.
If you're gonna play some like side piano music, and I can read it out for you, if I can do that. Basically, I've been so desperate that I basically copied and pasted a lad called Ellis Awaydays. I'm sure you've heard of him. That fall when Leeds played Leicester. And I'm so desperate that I literally just said, I'm going to just copy that. And it still failed. Nothing can save this football club. So, I mean, end of the day, yeah, we allowed Jeffrey Schlupp to score against us. So that's kind of how low we've gone.
Let me make it even better for you. You let Jeffrey Schlupp score.
I know, and Mitchell, yeah.
And Mitchell, hold on. But from Jordan Ayew assist.
What is deemed to be our best centre back as well. Honestly, mate, like to be so simple here, Palace didn't look arsed. They didn't even need to do anything. They're probably the worst team I've ever seen actually at Turf Moor, and they still battered us 2-0. Because I don't think they even wanted to win the game. They just waited for us just to self-sabotage.
We were dreadful. We were crap. We were so bad. I can't lie. I even said to Wolfie, I'm actually half embarrassed to actually be shameless about this. Like, we were so poor. We were so poor.
Honestly,
you know?
like, yeah, that's where we're at.
But you know what? I guess I'll get the Palace one out of the way because it's not going to take very long. I'm sure you want to talk about Company and Vieira and the nonsense that's coming out in a minute. Honestly, we're so bad. But to be picking up 15 points from I think it's 11 games now, right? With Jeffrey Schlupp, Odsonne Edouard, and Ayew as our front three pretty much all season. I don't know how Roy has done this, you know. I'm nervous for even Saturday, Mike. I won't lie to you.
You should be. You should be.
Some good form, and we can't find the back of the net unless we've got an assist. You know, Jordan Bayer, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Honestly, we didn't turn up at all on Saturday. But you could also look at it on the flip side and just say it was a professional performance. Burnley dominated. They've got no bite. That is the one thing that's going to let them down this season. And I think we also were quite fortunate that is it Lau Foster?
Yeah.
That he wasn't playing. He may have made the difference in that game because you totally controlled the game. I think Johnson made 2 decent saves towards the end of the game. One from Brownhill and I think a header from Rodriguez. Apart from that, it was just knocking the ball from left to right, crosses in, cleared, and so on and so forth. But you know what? These are the games we have to win. I'm sorry. Like, as a Palace fan, regardless of what our starting lineup is, we've got to be beating Burnley. You know,
I can say the same thing to you, mate. I can say the same thing. Like, we are screwed. Like, we can't beat Palace at home. Like, Jimmy as well. You went for the same thing. You guys couldn't beat Palace at home, and everyone thinks we're going down. And because, like, when you play against a Sheffield United or Luton or Bournemouth, they're fighting for their lives because they also know that they're screwed as well. But you lot, you know, like probably a Forest or like a Palace that probably thinks they're probably somewhat safe, and that they may have a bit of complacency because they're not fighting for their lives in the same way. You are literally who we have to beat. And
that's right.
It's the 80% possession in that game. We had basically the full complete control, and we had not maybe one semi-clear-cut chance. It's just Vincent Kompany. People want him, you know, screaming for his head and whatever. In my own opinion, I think that he set up a team the other day to win, and the players just didn't perform what they were meant to do. And yeah, it's a complete shame because, I mean, I think he's a great manager, but he just simply does not have the players to do so.
Yeah, like, I think if you can just sort out your attacking phase of play, like your final third, you'll be all right. I think Luton's doing what you should be doing right now, where they've got a bit of bite to them, but they're actually creating chances. Whether they take it or not is another matter, but they're creating like some really decent chances, you know. You're going to obviously hate the fact that Sheffield United won the other day as well, because. But I generally think the only reason Kompany's in the job is because Bournemouth are still hanging around.
It's because it's Vincent Kompany. That's why. It's not any other reason. If he were any other manager, he'd be under exactly the same pressure that Paul Heckingbottom were under now. Because
if he was a manager with absolutely no personality, then yeah, like Heckingbottom, then he'd be gone.
Oh, a personality keeps you in a job then, does it? Is that what the criteria is to be a good manager?
Genuinely, at this stage, it could be the case, because if you say that if we had a manager that wasn't as charismatic or so on and so forth, or a stat shirt, then you probably say that Kompany would be under more pressure. I still don't know if he's sacked at this stage, because I guess we're only in November, but there'd be more pressure, I would say.
It's a bit of a glamour.
Excuse me, are you insinuating that sitting bottom has got personality?
No,
no, that's exactly what he's saying. He hasn't got,
sorry,
which is fair.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'm
no big defender of Eki. I'm no big defender of Eki, but I don't get why Kompany's not under the same pressure in terms of.
It's a good question. It's a good question because Liam, you have backed him, and you've basically called out anyone who doesn't back him as basically a bellend. So are you still backing him?
The thing is, right, is that I don't really know who to get more out of this team. That's the thing. I don't think we got a good team. That is the fault of him and also the board that they've put together an imbalanced squad. But the way that I see it, I mean, I'm hearing people say Graham Potter will come in. Are you high?
Nope.
He won't come to Burnley. I'm hearing people say that. I've even heard, I said earlier that I've seen people say, oh, could maybe Patrick Vieira go? It's mental. People are just looking for quick fix. They're acting like Man United fans. They're acting like the top six fans and just being spoiled. Look, the reality is you've got a long-term plan, if you believe that's a thing or not in football. Of course, it is a results business. But end of the day, like, we are shit. We've got a young team, inexperienced team, in the best league in the world with a young and inexperienced manager. Of course, it's going to go tits up eventually. So, you know, of course, I had a dream. Start of the year, we spent all this money, 100 fucking million, by the way, to get worse. And I thought maybe that we're going to go and, you know, do something magical here. But of course, as we've all found out, I'm a fucking idiot. Like most of us, as we're all football fans of a dream. So, you know, I get people have a go at me saying that, oh, you thought you do well, you thought you'd be top 10 or near top 10. Okay, yeah, sure. But I just went through the best season of my life in the championship, breaking records and all that shit. Of course, I'm going to be a bit excited. And also, by the way, we went from Sean Dyche for basically an entire decade.
Is Kompany bigger than the club? Is Kompany bigger than the club, Liam?
Thinking about it,
you'll end up falling for a secondary manager if he leaves. Is that why you're holding on to him and holding him in such high regard?
I think it's mainly because that a lot of players that's been brought in is kind of under his influence, so that if he goes, I don't know. I think a lot of players' heads may drop. And I think that him going...
You can send us Koleosho if you want to take him.
he's a good young player, just no input like the rest of our team. But he's got
Keep track of
Jeffrey
me.
Schlupp, Jordan Ayew, and Odson Edouard. Honestly,
You can keep
take
Sander
anyone.
Berger. You can keep him if you want.
Can I just say, you know, at the beginning of the season, I'm sure people will agree with me. Everybody's extolling the virtues of Burnley, the beautiful football they play. How they absolutely smashed the championship. How they were going to be the ones that came up that would do all right.
Yeah.
People were talking about 10th. And I said, listen, the championship is not the Premier League. You try and play that football in the Premier League, you will get smashed. We tried it last season, and we were getting smashed 3s and 4s every week. I said that will not work in the Premier League.
Yeah, but you
need to
weren't
spend
doing that in the
250
championship.
million. Never mind a
Well,
million.
that's
You need to
true.
spend
No,
250 million.
We were.
Forest-
we went
Forest
on a
weren't-
massive. We went on a massive winning run to get
Yeah.
where we were, scoring a lot of goals.
You
We
had a
scored
hot
lot of
streak that
goals that
lasted
championship season.
8 months.
And we
and you got up
we
quite
won,
rightly
won,
to third together.
won. We didn't smash it
You
like
weren't-
Burnley
you
did
weren't-
because we
you weren't
started
smashing the championship like
hang on,
Burnley
John.
were.
First 7 games, we had 1 point, so we weren't likely to do a Burnley, were we? But after that moment, we went on a massive to get from bottom with 1 point to promotion is quite an achievement. You've got to be a decent side. But we were.
Yeah.
But the only point I'm making is that it ain't the Premier League. Trust me, it ain't the Premier League.
Yeah, but there is also it's not like there wasn't precedent for a team smashing it in the championship and then just taking that form onwards into the Premier League.
No,
So
it was
Fulham
the style of play,
Fulham did it
John. I
last
didn't
year.
think
Now
that-
Brentford
I didn't think-
admittedly were doing it in a different way, but they also have
Yeah,
a very systematic. They had a manager that knew exactly what he was doing and a board that knew that they couldn't keep playing that way. But what Burnley have done, which is the same mistake that Bournemouth made, they've gone incredibly strong on youth. And once you get to a point at which you're not necessarily performing with the players that you brought in, and you're trying to imbue this new style to a bunch of players that have never played it before, you need something to be able to hold on to, just particularly in defense, where you can at least grind out the odd draw, hopefully the odd win, and then you gradually move into that new style. But at the moment, Bournemouth and Burnley are suffering from the exact same problems at the moment. And whereas you look at Forest, as much as they've spent even more, what they have done at least is brought in a lot of experience at the same time, and they're also not doing anything too adventurous with their play style. That it's very much sort of like stick back and we'll counter you and we'll get our opportunities eventually, and it just about worked out for you by the end of last season, and you're on fire so far this season. I say that.
Wow, fire!
You've just beat Villa, is what I'm sort of looking at in terms of you've got a lot of players that are starting to perform. Obviously, you went 6 games without a win, but you're not in any danger of going down like you were last year. You're in a much safer position. But yeah, Burnley and myself are both struggling at the moment.
Let's move this on slightly because there's a bet that needs to be settled. Jace, I see you're on your phone.
Jace.
How are you, Jace?
Yeah, good, thanks. You all right?
Mate, were you watching this on your phone?
Look, sorry,
I can't be there to accept this award tonight. But
whoa, put a shirt on.
We win. I was so confident going into this game that we would win. I was made even more confident after losing to Liverpool. And as I said, we won the game. Now, there's no hard feelings between me and Jace. It was a gentle, loving, and what West Ham did for our chairman was nothing short of lovely, fantastic. So credit to them and their fans. But that does not help Jace in this situation, who will be sitting there knowing that his team have been pegged by the mighty Toffees. The mighty Toffees, the team that now sit above Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth. We're there. Give us 12 points. We'll still stay up. We'll still stay up. Up the Toffees. And Jace, remember, what goes around comes around. And don't forget.
Why am I scared?
Time to pay.
Oh, that win killed me, man. What was that
freeze
win?
frame was not good.
Is he in? Where is he? Is he in this chat today?
Oh man!
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I'm telling you now, right? Hold on a sec. I'm telling you now that Everton team was shit. Right? That team was pure shit. right?
Yeah.
You got lucky against us. You got lucky against us. The amount of cheating in that game, the amount of shit your players did in that game was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It was poor. A poor game of football. It was a bad day in the office for West Ham again. But listen, we'll be back. We'll be back soon, winning ways. All right, that's all I've got to say on that Everton game.
Not this week coming up, you won't be.
Poor. It was from Everton. The way they set themselves up, everything was wrong. It was all wrong. Sean Dyche shittery as usual, sitting around with his shit all the time. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. You should be deducted. You should be deducted financial fair play. You should be deducted 20 points at least. 20 points. That's all I've got to say for that game.
Shots
I
fired.
could listen to that all day. All day I could listen to it. Just to say that video was recorded 10 days ago now, and Jace has paid his bets as well. So fair play to Jace and the West Ham fans as well. But yeah, look, just to talk about that, yeah, we're not playing pretty football. But then we've got, we beat West Ham, we beat Burnley. We got a point against Brighton. I'm not, as an Everton fan, I'm sitting here, I'm not complaining. Claret and Blue will smash you everywhere. Villa, we smashed them away as well. So we love it up the toffees, up the fucking toffees.
It's absolutely.
Do you know what's nice? Literally, I was in Fizz's shoes about 6 months ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, sitting there, fucking hating life because we'd spent so much money and we've achieved fuck all, we've gone backwards. And honestly, I now understand why people were like, Mike, you sound fucking broken, because I was broken. I was fucking broken. I just don't know what's happened to Everton Football Club. All of a sudden, they found that we can win games of football with 6% possession, going long ball football, dice ball. It's the worst shit I've ever seen. But it seems to be getting results.
Before we came live, I had a couple of jokers on here trying to tell me that Forest were a bigger club than Everton. Have you heard that?
I haven't heard that, and I will wholeheartedly disagree with that. But look, I admire Forest because they have got a big history. But no, I don't think they're bigger than Everton.
Chat, who's bigger, Forest or Everton? Let's do a poll.
I swear most fans in here are Forest.
Forest
I don't
Forest
think
on
TV.
What do you think? Got to do with Forest? Anything? Why the fuck is Forest in this? Who cares about Forest?
What? Correct.
Fucking Forest.
Yeah, Jace,
I tell you what, there's two teams going to meet on Thursday. Olympiacos, which is owned by Forest, and this fucking Forest as well. That on Sunday. I'm telling you now, we're going to bring out everything that we've had that's been going wrong for us, right? I'm blaming Moyes at the moment. He's got the players there, but he's just not getting it right. But he will soon. All right.
Jace.
The team is to beat is Forest. He's the team to bloody beat.
Jace, you lost to our baby sister club last Thursday. Olympiacos slapped you.
Jace, is Antonio all right?
Right. Rubbish.
Is Antonio all right? He looked broken on his podcast.
Jace, you're on mute, you bellend. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Jace, you're on mute.
He's still talking. Come on, bro.
Put him
full
screen. Put him full screen.
You're on mute, Jace.
You're still on mute. Oh no.
Put him full screen.
Jace, shut up. You're on mute.
I think he's going to
I love it.
Make him full screen.
I fucking love that.
All right, so while he talks on in the background, let's actually have a different conversation. So I saw someone say that Forest are a bigger club than Everton because Everton have no history. Mental.
No. Everton have got a fabulous history. Vizzy, why are you trying to make something between us and Everton? We like each other, mate. So why are you trying to make something?
It was the Sheffield United fan that brought up the history thing.
We love Everton.
Sheffield United. Think about it. Sheffield United fan tried to cause hassle. It's West Ham.
I'm neutral to this, and I think Everton are bigger than Forest.
I think the better question is West Ham and Forest, because West Ham fans are so deluded. They actually believe sincerely.
Oh yeah. I would say Forest are bigger than West Ham. Yeah, I would say Forest bigger than West Ham.
Yeah, you ask Jace what he thinks about that.
You're on mute.
We
You're
can't
on
ask
mute.
Jace anything, can we? Let's be
He'll
right.
give you a great answer right now as well. Look at him, fucking sign language over there. Fucking hell. We love it, Jace. We fucking love it, mate.
This
Let me watch
cannot
that
be
video,
serious.
this
He's
is too
got to
funny.
know it. No, I can't. No, surely not. No.
Can you not? He's fucked it. Jace, you're fucking muted, son.
Literally crying. I'm literally crying.
You
Oh, he's
muted
twigged.
and
He's twigged.
muted. He's twigged.
Somebody fucking.
Hey.
I'm telling you now, right?
Oh, no. We haven't got time for this.
Unbelievable.
Muted
Oh,
again.
I've had
Can't
enough now. I've had enough.
That were an epic rant, that, Jace. Every point, I agreed with every point you made.
Oh,
It
I'm
looked good.
crying, man.
Am I muted? I'm sorry.
I don't know, Jamie.
Jason,
Jamie,
actually,
how about
I
yours?
had actually asked you a serious question, like what's wrong with Antonio, and then you just rhymed.
Antonio's shit.
Oh,
Right?
no.
Antonio needs to be dropped. He needs to be dropped. He's piss poor. He is.
Yeah, bring in Danny
Absolute
Ings.
piss poor. The guy, he's always on the wings. Why is he always on the wings? Why?
He started as a
He
left
needs to be
winger,
in the
didn't he?
centre. He needs to be in the
Right winger
centre. He's
for
not a
Forest.
fucking striker anyway, but we need something from him.
He was in the
We'll take
centre
it.
when he missed though the other day.
He was. I can't with that player. I just can't. He
Yeah,
upsets me.
it's because they needed Danny
He's-
Ings there, didn't they?
he's-
That's what it
he's
is.
shit.
Danny
He's
Ings,
shit.
please.
How many goals has Danny Ings got, by the way?
Mateta would
We'll
have finished
take
that, by
Danny
the way.
Mateta.
Guys, can I say one word to you? And I mean it with all due respect.
Yeah, Chris Ward. maybe?
Mope.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you got to say.
That's
That's
a
it.
fucking
It's like
disgrace.
it's done. It's done.
That is a disgrace.
It's
Can
just-
we add? This is the Neil Mope who just last week had an open goal and got caught up by Robert Sanchez. That Neil Mope.
he's always every time he faces us, he always bloody scores against us as well for some reason. It's ridiculous.
What? He's only got 2 goals in 485
Yeah, but
games.
in the previous years, where he used to be and stuff, he used to always bloody score again. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Embarrassment, Jace. Embarrassment.
It's,
Hey, guys,
it's embarrassing. That's what it's. Moyes got it wrong. Moyes keeps getting it wrong for some reason. He's got the players there, and he just gets it wrong always. All right, we had two missing players because of yellow cards as well. That's ridiculous. That yellow card system is a joke, really. The amount of yellow cards and then you miss a game. That's just ridiculous.
Got any missing against us? Did
Sorry?
anybody get 5 Did anybody accumulate 5 cards and miss against us?
No, I think it's
Next
still all
week?
right now. We're going to have a full squad, hopefully. I think Zuma's injured, though.
A little bit worried, Ant. You a little bit worried?
I'm always
Well, I'm telling
worried.
you now,
The Cats of
The
Nottingham
one
are
team
safe
I
at
want to
least.
beat
I'm
is
always
Forest.
worried.
Forest, because that team annoys me. Forest.
Oh,
me
That's
too.
the team I want to
We've
beat.
been let off the hook. Oh, Jace, do you like us now?
What's your beef with Forest, Jace?
Because it makes I had Forest, but I was muted. I had my says on it, but let me say you again. Forest is a team that annoys me. Right? They always think they're there, but they're not.
Yeah.
there. You're always at the bottom of everything, right?
Yeah, they are.
All right, you
Yeah.
won one. You maybe won a game here and there, but you're not going to beat us on Sunday.
1 point
and
below
I
you.
guarantee you, on Sunday we are going to annihilate you.
Oh.
Right?
Haven't
We're
you
gonna
learned
beat
your
you.
lesson
I'm
with
going to beat
Mike?
you up. We're going to beat the shit out of you. And on Thursday we're going to beat your sister team as well. We are because
You've
we
already
want
lost to them.
revenge. We want revenge, and I'm sick of losing at the moment. I'm sick of it. So your team is next. Your team is going to suffer the most. And
You and
I-
I'm putting money
I
on this,
can't wait
Jace.
to be back on here whenever Beat the Drop is back on. And I'll be here rubbing it all in your faces again.
I'm sorry.
You
You said that-
should put a bet on, Jace. You should put a bet
Yeah.
on.
Go on,
I'm
Jace.
going
You're already
for it.
light in the pocket.
Say that again.
You're already
should
light in
put-
the pocket. You prepared to put
Ant
a bet
won't
on.
take that bet. Ant will not take that bet. No chance.
Listen, I'm telling you now.
No, he can.
The team
He
we're
can.
going to beat. Where are we? Home or away? We're home,
You're at
aren't we?
home. Yeah.
We're going to beat.
Toilet
We're going
bowl.
to beat bloody Forest, right? The team that should be really relegated out of this
Forest.
league, really.
Love that.
Because and
Yeah,
we're
but
taking it all out
Jace,
on you as well.
seriously, Jace, seriously, I don't know why you're making that statement when Forest are a better side than West Ham. What
Oh,
gives you the
piss
feeling
off.
that you're going to beat
Are
us?
you talking shit? Are you talking shit? Are you
I
serious?
love
in
this
saying
guy.
you're
by
a
the
better
way.
side
I've
than
seen
us?
your I've seen your strike force and I've seen our defence, and you ain't getting through us, mate.
Listen, it will be. I can't wait for Sunday. I cannot wait to see you drop points against us.
All right,
Because we will
let's
be-
put a pin, Jace. Let's put a pin in the Forest West Ham because we are doing a fatal four-way. Me and Ant versus you and Lawless sometime this week. Yeah, we're gonna organise that. Unless you're gonna pussy out, you still in on it?
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Good. So chat. That one's gonna be get the popcorn. You're gonna need bags of that for that one. I just want to
Wolfie.
finish up quickly on Everton. Two quick things. Mike, are you dashing
Yeah.
her out? Are you dashing her out? And
Oh man, you
I
asked
would
you
like
asked
to
me this
take
question.
Biz's kind of take on Sean Dyche and if he misses him. So can we have a couple of minutes on Dyche between the two of you?
You ask me this like every couple of weeks, and every week it's like I could change my answer. The frustration is the substitutions he makes really piss me off. Like this
Yeah,
week, for
yeah,
example,
yeah. Spot
we are 1-0 up against Brighton. On the 70th minute, you can see that Ashley Young is blowing smoke out of his arsehole. He's finished, he's done. Matoma has finished him. So make the change. You've got young Nathan Patterson on the bench, a Scotland international, very talented footballer who probably should be starting in front of Ashley Young. Make the change, bring him on. And if you want Young to stay on as a right winger, you do that because Jack Harrison was shite. So just do that. Double up on Matoma and go and win the game 1-0. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Then what fucking happens is Brighton equalise, and at 89 minutes, he then makes that substitution. Fucking 89 minutes. I couldn't sit there and believe that he's proactively trying to win a game at that point by swapping our fucking right back. So while Brighton have made 4 changes at that point, Everton have made 0. So because he doesn't do substitutions, Dyche, he just doesn't fucking do them. So I would have no issue if Sean Dyche was not the Everton manager. However, we are getting points. And I always said, and I said on this show, I've said on my own channel, the biggest, most important thing for Everton Football Club this season is to stay up. And if that has to be under Dyche, then so fucking be it. But honestly, he rattles my fucking cage mad. What do you think?
Yeah, I need to hear the Burnley take on Dyche. Do you miss him?
Well, I mean, we had him for an entire decade. So, so to say that I do, he's like my father, basically, growing up, John when I was 13. So I do love him dearly. However, it was time to go when you went. Absolutely. I think that, there's not really much more he could have really done. And I mean, right now, would I take him? Probably not. But it's hard to really argue against that right now because, we're trying to play nice, cute, expansive football. But right now, we are simply just like a Norwich, a Daniel Farkas Norwich of 2 years ago. We're pretty much that, and we're quite similar to Bournemouth in terms of we got quite young and young teams, and we're having the same philosophy of buying young players to maybe sell on value 2 years down the line, try to double, triple our money. But we need some experience. We don't have that right now. So issue is company won't change his philosophy. So we're just gonna keep trying. We will go to Arsenal this weekend and try to outplay them. Honest to God, we will try to outplay Arsenal and Emirates, and we are double digits. It's going to be
But to be fair to Burnley, bearing in mind we played them midweek. Well, we played them midweek in the Carabao Cup. Yes, the teams have changed and whatever, but Burnley there in the first half were absolutely in that game. They played better football. They were the better team, I would argue. It was almost like there was just some defensive lapses, and that was it. It was almost like you fell apart, and I didn't understand that because Burnley were well in that game, especially in the first half. I just didn't get it.
I think you're being kind to us, mate. Honestly, I don't think we weren't doing anything. Like we had maybe some nice little patches to play. The first 15 minutes were awful. We got more into the game, but then I mean. Our defense is our main issue. Every single game. I mean, we played Bournemouth last week. You can tell me, pal, both our goals that we consider were both tragic and embarrassing. weren't they? And that's happened every single game. So
Do you think it's naive from Company, though, to think he can go and outplay these better players and better teams by playing pure football when really you just need a bit of blood and thunder at times?
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah,
the
but they're not
thing
good
is,
enough.
I don't
Right,
think that
if
we
Forest
can
tried to
defend.
play it, you're not good enough.
I
So-
don't think that we can soak up pressure and try and hit teams in the break. I don't think so. Like, we've not got a good defense, really. We've got a young defense who are weak. We're playing a child in goal. Never mind, he was in League One last year. He is skinny as hell. And he's just targeted every single game. Not always his fault, but we are just going to make mistakes. And I don't
19
think
mil
that's because
as well.
we can't just do what Luton do or do what you guys do. Try and stay in a game and maybe hit a set piece or something. I don't know what to do at this stage. I really
naive
don't.
from Company for me. Naive.
It's
to
naive. It's
think
naive.
we
I
can do
don't
it.
think there's
Yeah.
much else we can do. We've pigeonholed us. Like in the players that we got in the window, we've pigeonholed ourselves. I don't think we can sit deep.
Sorry, mate. The issue
You're
is
going to get outplayed by the better
if
teams,
Burnley-
and then you haven't got the fighting desire to go up against teams like Bournemouth and hopefully us and things like that. So it's you while you're probably above average in most areas in certain aspects, the ones that you need to be top at, you're losing out on, and that's overwhelming you, if that makes sense. So
Jimmy, are they not ahead of you in the league, Jimmy?
same points, mate. Same
Yeah.
points.
Are they ahead of you?
We've got done 8 and 5, and there's about 2 goals difference in it.
Jimmy, you showed a lot of chest and they're ahead of you, mate. I'm getting a little
No,
confused.
no. Listen, I'm not saying we're better. I'm just saying Burnley. You look at where both teams are. There's 2 goals in it, and everybody's talking about Eki getting sacked. And listen, I've talked about it on my channel as well, so I'm not excluding myself from it. But I don't get why Company is not in the same conversation, and it's because he's Vinny Company. It's because of who he is.
Of course it is.
And it's,
And I think
he
also the
gets
style
vibe.
of football is also a factor as well that you see
Yeah,
as more
absolutely it
exciting
is.
because of the Man City and Pep links. People find
But
out
it's not
much more
working.
attractive.
But your style of football is not working. Whether we play a certain way and you play a certain way, it's not working for you. You've got 4 points as well. So it's how is he not? People are still saying, I hear it on TalkSport and all of it media. Oh, I really admire how Vincent Kompany speaks and the way he plays. And Roy Hodgson came out after the game and said they'll pick up points playing like that. It's easy to say when you run away with 3 points from Turf Moor, isn't it? So, yeah,
Can I just have a quick say, right? This is bottom line for me in a nutshell. Total neutral, no disrespect intended to anybody. If Burnley continue to play the way that they're currently playing, they will go down. That's fact. Well, it's not fact because it's not happened yet, but it's pretty close to fact. Sheffield United, doesn't matter what they do. No disrespect, Jimmy, but they haven't got the quality. They're going to go down. Everton, keep your fucking manager where he is and tell him to focus on your team and stop coming to the City ground. He ain't having the job. He ain't having the job. He was there again on bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
He spends more time at City ground than he does at Goodison. Tell him to focus and concentrate on his own job. All right. And then lastly, can we have the definitive and absolutely undeniable truth as to which is a bigger club by looking at our totally unbiased poll?
Yep. 85% Forest,
Oh,
86 now, and 14 Everton.
I mean, that's. I mean, just being realistic there.
This is a democracy. You cannot fight against the people.
Being realistic, yeah, that's not true. So I don't care. I'm sitting there on the Forest channel trying to be. It's just not true. So look, I admire Forest.
Don't dismiss the people. The people are right.
If that poll comes out on my channel, there's literally it's going to be the same, isn't it? So
yeah.
Why don't we just go by everyone in this room, in this little group here? So, Jimmy, who's bigger? Jimmy, if you don't mind me asking, who's bigger? Is it Everton or Forest?
Everton by a country mile.
Okay. John, who's bigger, Everton or Forest?
Everton.
Why?
Bizza, you said Everton earlier, didn't you?
Everton.
Yeah, but why?
Welcome, Vizzy.
I can give why.
Rich.
Why?
Everton or Forest,
why?
mate?
What's your definition of a big club? Why?
Thanks. And Jace.
Why?
All day long, Everton.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like a landslide, lads.
It's
an absolute
because they don't
landslide.
want Forest to be back to the glory days.
I'm not being
Why?
I don't remember.
How do you give reasons why? How do you,
When
hang
was
on,
Forest
lads.
big?
Come on, I've sat here quiet.
Look,
How do you
hang on.
categorise a big club?
And do we really want to turn this into an episode of the club? where we're talking about which team's bigger. Here's
You're right. Let's move on.
Record
Bloody
of
Liam
trophies,
started it.
record in league, length of time in the Premier League.
They've
There.
never been relegated.
It's
That's
pretty
it. So it's all
simple.
fucking Premier League, is it?
John, you
Football
made a
didn't
good
exist
point.
before
Let's
Premier
move this
League.
on.
We also
the-
just
that's
to
the
clarify,
current
You'll be
last-
saying that
There we go.
we
Bournemouth-
haven't been relegated since 1951.
Time
was
out.
legal.
We're all talking over each
You've
other.
not got the fucking European
Next
Cup,
thing,
have you,
come
mate?
on, next
All right, stop. We want the people to understand what you're saying. And we've got some congratulations to do. Jimmy, congratulations on cheating to your first win, because that was never a penalty.
It's weak. It's weak. Weak from you, Wolfie, and I'm disappointed in you.
I just call what I see, mate.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Listen, we've never cheated. We've never been a team to cheat, and that's one thing I'll stand by. I wish we would lean on it a little bit more. I think we should go down a little bit easier than we do, but we don't do it. So listen, I get why some people think it's soft, but we're taking it all day long. It were a very poor first half, really poor. Both teams were shocking. Wolves were nowhere near what the team I thought they were, to be honest. I thought they were really poor on Saturday. But we owned it second half. It came out a different team. There were only ever going to be one winner to that game, and we absolutely bossed it second half and fully deserved it. And hopefully that's a shot in the arm that we needed. I'm still not convinced on Heckingbottom, but it's not the time to be calling for anybody's head when we've just got our first 3 points
You
Oh,
of the
still
season.
out
ready
or
to
in,
roll.
Jimmy? Out or in?
I'm still out. I'm still Ecky out.
So it is
I've
the
got
time to
speak
call
my
for him then.
no, I'm not calling for it. You asked me the question. But I'm not screaming about it at the moment because he's just got his first win. So he certainly gets Brighton, and unless we get absolutely trounced, he probably sees through international break as well when it's Bournemouth at home.
Bournemouth, Johnny boy, are you confident? Shitty Sheffield United. Surely, I mean, you beat Burnley. That's about it. Surely you're salivating at this one, mate.
Yeah, it's another great chance to get some points on the board, which we're severely lacking in. I'm not going to say outright we're definitely going to win because we're going to Sheffield United. So I'd expect them to have a decent atmosphere because it's kind of an important game for them. But I'd say I'm certainly more confident than almost every other team I could go up against that will have a chance to get a good result against Sheffield United, and just because of how they have been this season. To be fair, and as well with the penalty, I'm totally convinced that Gary O'Neill is actually cursed, because what Wolves have suffered this season in terms of decisions going against them. And when he was with Bournemouth last year, Bournemouth I think have hit an English record for most games without a penalty.
Kicking you off. If you say you've had no penalties, I'm kicking you off.
Well, we've just set a new record for it, so you know. It's something like 550 days ish without a penalty.
Was
I think.
yeah, and was the last one the ghost penalty that you were awarded against Sheffield United?
Sorry, which one?
The one where it was never a penalty on Solanke. I'm sure you remember it. Because I certainly do. Last time we were in the Prem. Anyway, even if you don't, it just still hurts me. That's all.
We didn't beat you. We didn't beat you when you were when the two of us were in the Prem that year. So we might have got a point against you at one point.
It might have been. It might have been the Championship then. It must have been the Championship because you beat us 2-1 from a Solanke penalty.
But yeah, look for Bournemouth. It's like we've played a lot of the teams that are above us. Well, to be fair, there's a lot of them, but most of the big teams. The only one we've yet to play is Man United, which is the easiest, which would be the best one of the lot in terms of the big six. And then obviously we've got Newcastle coming up in the next game.
Statistically, Sheffield United have had the most difficult fixtures so far. I think that's going the round on social
We've
media.
played 11 games though, so that's kind of a big list.
Really, we've had Man City away, Chelsea away, Man U away, Liverpool away, and you've had the harder fixtures.
Sheffield United away.
What?
At home.
Yeah. At home.
At home, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So, John, Jimmy,
we've still got. Sorry, carry on, Rich.
I was just going to John Jim, with the international break coming up after this weekend's game, do you think this is the decisive game where one of your managers gets sacked if they don't get the result?
What, between us and Sheffield United?
And Burnley. You got to put Burnley in there as well.
I mean,
Burnley will not sack company.
I don't see Iraola going. I don't see Iraola going unless unless the Newcastle result is really bad, and then obviously we look at the Sheffield United one. If that's a loss with not much hope in it, then I could see him going. But to be honest, it wasn't like even the game against Man City. It was never a 6-1 game. We weren't great, but they scored with basically every attack that produced any half-decent shot, which is more of a showing on the goalkeeper, who I really don't want to see playing for us again, to be honest. But it wasn't as bad as a 6-1, definitely. But then against Burnley, the frustration was for us against Burnley is that's maybe not the best game we've played, but it was the most we've dominated a team so far this season.
No,
John,
sorry to interrupt you. Not until they scored. They were the better team up until their goal when I watched it.
I'm talking about like
it woke you up.
The last 10-15 minutes of the first half and the first half an hour of the second half, it was one-way traffic the entire time. But we didn't look like scoring. The only time we looked like we were any close to scoring is when they gave us the opportunity. With the first goal, you've got, to be fair, on another day, could have been given a foul. I don't think it should have been, but it could have been given as a foul, and it's a really nice finish. And then the second goal is a great bit of play from just a great shot from Billing from 40 yards out.
I mean, we gifted you the goals, though. It's like you didn't have to work for it. We just gave you it.
That's what I mean. It's like, but what other chances did we make other than those two? Like,
nothing.
You say you gave it to us, but we didn't really make anything. We had all the possession. We completely dominated the ball, but we weren't really creating any chances. That was the worry for me. It's great that we won, but we didn't look like we were going to score very much. We had the one absolute tap in that Tavernier missed in the first half before we actually scored our first goal. But other than that was the biggest worry about that game, was that we didn't look much like scoring until they gave us the ball to say, go on, shoot. And then we did. But Sheffield United will be a massive game. I think Newcastle, we've got a decent chance of getting a point because Eddie seems to like to make sure that we get a point off them every game so far.
No chance.
Well, look at all their injuries they're suffering. Look at the fact they're going to Dortmund in midweek. Look at the fact that last season we got a 1-1 draw home and away against them.
Look how shit you are this year.
Yeah, but
wow.
It's a fair point. Look, I know this is beat the drop, but in fairness, this is a 4-team relegation battle, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I have no idea. Rich, you're a nice guy. Jace, you're a lovely person. Mike as well. I don't know why the fuck you guys are here. Like,
it's a holdover.
Why is there not a Luton guy in here? Because none of you guys are going down here. Like, we are the scum of the division, and you guys are just watching us.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
Burnley are the scum of the division.
Mate, come on. You got your first win last weekend, for God's sake. We're in November. You're scum as well, like us.
Brilliant. For fuck's sake. Well, anyway, just on a more positive note, I can't wait to twat Palace this weekend. Can't wait.
No one cares about Everton v Palace.
Yeah,
we fucking care.
Mike, just as a reminder, Jason did exactly the same thing last season.
Yeah.
Can I just ask
what happened last season?
People aren't worried about getting relegated now. They're just worried about finishing above everybody else on this panel, mate.
Yeah.
It's become personal, yeah.
I can sense that. I mean, I can sense the entire Mike and Jace little debacle earlier. I can sense the tension in the room.
It's glad that this is returned because it was a bit meek the last couple of weeks.
As a Burnley fan, what's your honest opinions on Sander Berge?
At first, honestly, I had no idea what his best thing is, his best attribute is. Because even though he's 6'3" or whatever, when he jumps, he gets smaller. It feels like, so it's kind of strange to watch. Like basically like Val Vegas, but he has got better in the last couple of games. However, I don't know how hard that is to achieve because most players have been shit. So, he has got a lot better. I do believe his attacking runs are better. The thing is, we don't really know where to play because he's probably a better 10, but we're forced to play him as like a 6, which is not his best role. So like we're kind of forced because we've got 5 players that could play as a 10, but none are actually that good as a 10. But we've just made complete calamitous mistakes in the window, essentially.
Yeah.
But I like him. I think that he's actually a player which, if we do go down, I would like to hopefully keep, but I don't know.
There's a player in there, isn't there? There's a player in there. Because when he's on form,
if he has those games, like he probably against Everton, for example, which he played in midweek, he was by far best player. Like you could probably also say that as well. Like against Everton, Berger was the only one that tried to make anything happen and like tick the ball and dictate the play. So I like him. He's got better, but we just can't really use him in the way that I think he's needed to.
Yeah. Thank you, mate.
Okay, so boys, let's round up with this, right? Because we've heard you all showing your chest, but let's find out where you all really think the pain is going to lie. Let's have an update. We're now over a quarter of the way through the season. Who is going down? I'm going to ask you 2 questions and chat. Same 2 questions to you. Who's going down? Name the 3. And who's the first manager that's going to be sacked? We'll just go around the table. Ant, we'll start with you.
This is no disrespect to any of the wonderful clubs I'm about to mention.
Apart from Jimmy's.
But, no.
I don't mind them, but the shit and the finishing bottom.
Just spit it out.
I think that the 3 clubs to go down, unfortunately, at the moment, I think it'll be the 3 that came up. And that's a terribly boring answer, but I've got a feeling that that's the way it's going to be, simply because they haven't got the quality. As for the first manager to be sacked, I think Heckingbottom will be the first manager to be sacked.
Okay, fair enough. Just before we go to you, Jimmy, just quick shout out to Brandon with the £5. He says, if I'm honest, it is just as important for Bournemouth as it is for Sheffield.
Correct. Sheffield United. But
which Sheffield?
Yeah, Sheffield
Wednesday,
United.
And just a quick shout out, guys in the chat. There's a link pinned for Liam's little side dish here, and he's got a lot of.
Oh, you didn't need to do that.
Huh?
Oh, you didn't need to do that.
No, it's pinned in there.
I'll pin it on my channel too if I can come on yours.
Do you want to, Liam? Do you just want to quickly tell the guys what there is? I know a few of them have bought before, but there's a special offer going right now.
Oh, I don't want to take too much time at all. It's not my stream. I just got
fucking do it, bro. Seriously, get on with it. We love the Forest stuff. Anyone who sells Forest stuff, we're happy to have
Burnley Baba.
It's just football prints. It's easy gift ideas for Christmas and all that. So I didn't really expect it to do that well, but people seem to like it a lot. So I just keep doing it. It's all my stuff. I'm not that talented, but people seem to like it. So there's a link if people are interested. There's tons of different clubs and whatever ideas you got for your partner or the son or daughter. So I don't want to like make it my thing, so we can move on. But thank you, I appreciate it. The links there.
They are very good. He's underselling it. They're very good, and he does like iconic moments from your individual clubs as well. So
yeah.
I don't want to send the Bergen inside for last year for you guys, which is kind of
you did, mate. Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't buy it. I'm afraid.
There's a 20% discount. NFFC is the code. If you click on the link, that takes you to the Forest page on the website. But there is all the other clubs there. And as Liam said,
it's 50% for all clubs. All items.
Yeah, Xmas. Yeah. So special one for Forest there, NFFC. So make sure you get that. It makes a fantastic Christmas present indeed. Jimmy. Jimmy. Bottom 3.
I agree with Ant, to be honest. I think Hecky might be the first manager sacked. Yeah, I know. On a beat the drop first, I agree with Ant. I think Hecky's going to be the first manager sacked. And
is that who you want or who you think, Jimmy?
No, it's what I think. And I won't answer the second question because it'll get me in bother with my own team. But and of course, I have to say that I think we can squeak out of it because we're only 2 points from safety. As much as everybody seems to have written us off, there's 2 points between 4 teams here at bottom. So everybody, I'll be disappointed if John doesn't say the same about his team and Liam doesn't say the same about his. I think we will squeak into 17th, and it'll be Burnley, Luton, and Bournemouth that go down, not in that order.
Fair enough, Johnny boy.
Go on, John.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely obviously think Bournemouth will stay up.
Or is this a prediction?
Sorry,
is this a pitch or a prediction?
No, it's a prediction. If you I could predict that Bournemouth won't finish 17th, but they won't finish relegated either. I think we'll do a bit better than just finishing 17th this season. But yeah, I do think it'll be the 3 promoted clubs. But it wouldn't surprise me if one of them got out of it and someone else got dragged in. Could still happen, early days. But I do think it'll be the 3 promoted clubs. And as for first to be sacked, well, I think generally it could well be Ten Hag. But out of this situation,
I agree.
out of just our teams, I will have to. I think I'm going to have to go with Heckingbottom. I don't see Bournemouth sacking. I don't see Burnley sacking anytime soon. And then there'd be no reason for the rest to go unless things started going really badly wrong at Forest. But I don't think that's going to happen. Girona is notoriously trigger happy. But
we can all hope. We can all hope.
No, things would have to go terribly wrong for that to happen with Forest. But no, you'll be fine. So yeah, I think we'll stay up fine.
Boys, are you all forgetting young Michael's conundrum with the 12 points down below? Are you forgetting all that stuff?
They won't get 12 points.
It probably won't be 12 though, will it? It'll be 6 with 6. What's the other what they use for it?
Suspended.
That'll be. It'll be 6 with 6 suspended because that's what they always
do.
do.
They'll wait till the 10 points clear with a game to go to do it as well.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Conspiracy.
To be fair, I'd rather them just give it us now because I think we can still be out of relegation zone or we win it. So give it us now and just restart the season personally. But,
no, I got what's your 3? Are you going to make a pitch for Burnley or are you just too broken?
He's broken.
I mean, like, I can't really give a reason. It doesn't make me sound completely delusional. So, it's either I just go full delusion and say, yeah, I'll stay up anyway, even though I've not seen enough to really say that. Or, yeah, I just got to be realistic here. For me, I don't mind. Honestly, I love the Championship. It's great. It's a great league. I don't care. I don't, no VAR, no nonsense. So I don't really care either way. We've got a good team. We've got some quality. Like, we have got some players that can be good. But they're too young right now, and when that does click, it could be too late. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. As what Mike said anyway, that he saw that there were some moments there, but and what also Rich said that there is something there, but whenever that time comes, I don't know. So first manager sacks, I'd probably say I think that Bournemouth Sheffield United game would be pretty big. I think he'd be probably the loser of that. Personally, and I don't know why, but I got a feeling that Sheffield United will beat Bournemouth that day. So I think it could be the Bournemouth gaffer personally. I think you guys can stay in games. That's the thing. I think says you've got that kind of you're a lot more pragmatic in your approach. I think so. I can send like a set piece kind of like what you did against us, for example, last year. So yeah, I'll probably say Areola, and for bottom 3. It's probably Burnley losing to Sheffield United, to be honest here, like if I'm just a neutral. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Unless if we sign players in January, which I don't think we can, it's going to be a fun one to see.
Okay, Rich, Palace going down.
No, we should be fine.
Confident.
What do you mean confident? They're fine. They got IU and
I would be confident too.
15 points.
The biggest plus is Eze just made his return from a hamstring injury. Elise is back this weekend as well. We haven't had him all season, so
I can't wait to draw with you, Rich. Can't wait.
I would take a point. I'll take a point at this stage.
How scary is that?
Back yet, Rich?
But I reckon Areola, I hope I pronounced his name correctly. I think he will be
Areola, yeah.
Only because I think Bournemouth would need to just do something to change the direction they're going in. 3 to go down, I'm going to say Sheffield United, Burnley, and West Ham.
Shots fired.
No, the third one will be Bournemouth, I think. I think it will be all right.
You think Luton's staying up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen enough of them against some of the teams.
Luton are decent.
I think they'll surprise.
Scrappy, aren't they? Yeah.
They remind
Rich,
me of
is Lerma back yet, Rich?
First season.
Yeah, Lerma and Decore are back.
So, all right, okay, cool.
Yeah, we've had so many.
Go on, Mikey. Go on, Mikey. Name me 3.
So I think Sheffield United, Luton definitely go down. No disrespect to Sheffield United. I think it's a proper toss-up between Burnley and Bournemouth because I think both teams have got quality, and I think with Burnley they need a manager to come in and unlock it, And I don't think company's got the experience to do that. And I think if they brought in a manager that had a bit of more of experience, I do think they'll get that bounce. They'll start getting results.
Sean Dyche,
Bournemouth,
Just about to say.
Bournemouth could do exactly the same. So I honestly think it depends who sacks the manager first, if I'm being honest. But I'm going to go with Bournemouth to stay up and Burnley to go down. Sorry. Manager to be sacked. If we're talking about out of us group, yeah, I think it's probably Ariola for Bournemouth, because I think Sheffield United could get a result. And in general, I think it could be Potter or Ten Hag. I think they're both doing absolutely atrociously. So, or David Moyes. Let's talk about David Moyes, because he's on the fucking sticky wicky at the minute.
Jace, are you in or out or shake it all about? I can't keep up, Jace. I can't keep up.
We game by game, we're looking at the stats. Game by game. Yeah.
Jace, if I remember, you came on here a couple of weeks ago and he said Lawless was being humble and he admitted he was wrong.
Oh no, he's zooming again.
On your crotch there. Thank you, Jace.
Sorry.
So you're not that happy with Moisey then, are you?
He's getting a little bit wrong. Let's just say, a few mistakes here and there on his selections and stuff like that, and positionings of certain players and that. So
you mean Antonio?
Yeah, Antonio, yes, Antonio.
You'll definitely want him out.
We're waiting.
Why do you not leave it for Ben Rama?
Sorry. Listen, I don't want these cheap little pops here, right? Because I can't hear them. Right? I don't listen.
He said, "Why didn't he leave it for Ben Rama?"
Say that again.
Why didn't Antonio leave the ball so Ben Rama could put it in the empty net?
You know what, Rich? Just mock me. Just mock me. Just get it over and done with. All right.
I swear you. I mean, the thing is, he beat
get it over and done with.
Arsenal like 4 days ago, so it's not even that bad, is it?
True.
Listen. I just don't. I'm tired. I can't watch this losing like this. We shouldn't be losing. We shouldn't be.
Yeah, and European champions we are, of course.
I don't get it.
Oh, don't get him started, Vizzy, please.
No. All I could hear the other day on the West Ham match is champions of Europe. We know who we are. It's a bit bizarre, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, because we are champions of Europe. Thank you very much. And we've got
Man City one.
the third biggest cup in Europe, so you know what I mean. So we are champions. of Europe.
Hey, Jace, Biff here, my guy. You know how much I've been praising that achievement.
There you go. Thank you very much. But yes, relegation. I think Bournemouth, unfortunately Burnley and Sheffield United. I do think, and I think the first manager to be sacked is the Bournemouth manager. Will be.
And you don't even know his name, do you, Jace?
No, I don't have a clue.
Mate, he's still
all of you have pronounced it wrong.
He's still celebrating winning it into Toto.
I don't know.
Jace, I'll give you a clue. It's not Gary O'Neill anymore.
Oh, it's okay.
It's
I don't
Ariola.
know. To be honest, I don't even know what he looks like.
I remember his name because he's a bit of a tit.
No offense. I don't even know what you
All right. We have hit the hour. It's flown by. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Thank you to all the panelists as well, giving up their time. I think we'll be back next Monday. If all goes well, I'll check with the boys and their contracts and their people. So a lot of work has to be done in the background.
I just want Jace.
Just Jace. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to every single channel on here. All the links are in the description. We'll see you on the next episode of Beat the Drop. And come on, you Reds.
Bye, Reds. Bye.
Up the blade.